Hi, my name is Elizabeth Pampalone, and I wanted to talk with you about how to manage a client expectation. So, after 10 years in business, I have done a lot of managing client expectations, sometimes not very well. And so, I wanted to just share a couple of tips with you, things that I've learned along the way, and hopefully they'll help you kind of stay out of some hot water with some clients. So, the first thing is if you're in a service based industry where you're going to be working on an hourly basis, I always recommend for sure to overestimate. And I'm going to teach you how to overestimate without being ridiculous. Because sometimes people overestimate and they are really ridiculous. So the first way we're going to overestimate is by looking at the project or looking at the hours that you think it's going to take you, and telling the client, thinking about first of all how long you think it's going to take. So, for example, if it's a virus removal of a computer, I'm guessing it's probably going to take me between 1 and 2 hours. To be conservative for myself, or for the customer, so that they're not thinking they're going to have to spend so much money, I would probably tell the client it would take about 2.5 hours. And then when I get to the 1.5 hour mark, if I get that far, if I need that much time, then I would say, okay, it's looking like it's going to kind of reassess the situation, see where we are, and then say, okay, it looks like it's going to take another X amount of hours to finish. At that point, you're really already in the project and you know where you're going with it. But at least the client is expecting a 2.5 hour bill. Don't ever take a job and get 1 hour in and just keep going. If you're in the middle of a job and you're with the client, or even if you're not with the client and you're able to call them at the 1 hour mark after you've quoted them maybe at 2 hours, and you're saying, okay, I'm at the 1 hour mark and I know I've got at least 2 hours left. You can tell them, it's going to take me probably 3 more hours to give yourself that buffer. Because if you tell a client that it's going to cost, let's say it's $100 an hour, it's going to cost $300 extra, or you say it's going to cost $300 or $200, and you come in at 150, they're going to be so happy with you. I mean, like freaking happy. So why wouldn't you want that smile on your client's face, to when you kind of give them that good news? Another time is I've worked with a lot with website design, and that can take, oh my gosh, that can just go from like 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. It's ridiculous. So you could be getting in the weeds with code and image, stabilization and all this like SEO and crazy stuff. So what I usually tell clients with that is if I think it's going to take me 2 hours, I tell them it's going to take me 4. Excuse me. And it's not to say that I'm trying to gouge the client. I'm not going to charge the client 4 if it doesn't take me 4 hours. You want to make sure that you're being true to your brand, and you're also being upfront with the client. So just give yourself that extra wiggle room that you need. Don't ever sell the client on a really great price, because you may get in trouble and you may need extra time. There's been times where I've underquoted a client, and I've underquoted them maybe to get the job. Maybe it was trying to beat out another competitor. And that's always the wrong way to go, but sometimes you have to do it that way. And when you do it that way, you have to stick to your pricing. If I tell a client, oh no, it's only going to be 2 hours of work, and I know it's going to be 3, but I really need to get the job, I'll tell them it's going to be 3 hours, but I'm only going to charge you for 2, so that they understand what I'm trying to do in order to get their business. But they also understand that it's going to take me 3 hours still. It's not any faster. It's just I'm going to give them a deal and a break on the pricing. And if you have any questions about this, I mean, it's different for every industry, and please let me know. But I never discount myself to the point where I'm not making any money. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 clients here or there, to, knowing that if I give them a discount now and I get this job, they're going to see how great work I do, and they're going to call me again, and that's going to lead to more jobs where I'm not discounting my work. So, that kind of thing is okay, but when you're, especially in retail, it's very difficult. You don't want to just keep discounting and keep discounting just to get, the sale. So with client expectations on that, just make sure that you preface a lot of your discounts with things like, this is for first time customers, or this is only for friends of Shelly who order for the first time or who order over $200 or something like that. So kind of give yourself, a break on making it limited of how those discounts go out and how you're using them. Also, setting up coupon codes is great. I set up coupon codes for all the people who ask me for discounts because then I can see how many times they were used. I can limit how many times they're used and kind of track that and make sure that I'm not giving away too much of the farm, so to speak. So I hope that this video has helped you learn how to better estimate yourself and manage your clients' expectations. Always try and make sure that they understand that you're putting a lot of hard work and value and effort into their product for them, whether it's a service or a product, and let them know that even though you may be charging them this amount, that you're still caring a lot about what you're doing. And you may not be giving them a discount, but just make sure that they know if you say it's going to take you 5 hours, say it's going to take you 7, because guess what? It may end up taking you 7. And then you're right on the money and they don't bat an eye and they pay you and everything's awesome. But if you say it's going to take you 5 and it takes you 7, that's going to be pain for them and pain for you. And it's going to be embarrassing. And it's going to be like, oh, I don't want to ask you for more money, but I did all this work and you may not get paid for that work. It may be a hard lesson. So anyway, I hope this video has helped you. If you have any questions about client expectations or estimation, please let me know and we could definitely chat about it. Also, if you have any ideas for another video, please drop those comments in our contact form. Thanks.